with Trump in office, I know there's been a lot of Black folks who've been concerned about what's going on in terms of the moves he's making, from the tariffs to firing people, to changes in like the Department of Education. It seems to be a lot going on, but it doesn't seem to be a lot of people, especially Black people, who seem to care. So I know that was something that you seem to care about. So you want to elaborate on your thoughts in regards to why you don't think Black people care, and why should we?
Yeah, I brought my coat just for my sermon. So, so yeah, listen, here's my thing, right? All right. So first, I think there's two sides. First, there's what seems to be a large uh, cloud, wet blanket of apathy hanging over Black people. Like, no matter what's happening now, we appear to be all trumped out. We are all tariffed out. We are all bordered out. We are all out. You know what I'm saying? We don't check on Ukraine no more. We're done, right? And even when we came to the part, I think Dr. Umar was like, yo, let's do an economic blackout, right? And I don't even know if we were in on that. I think we were out, half of us, on that. And at first it was bothering me. I was like, my people, my people, my people, what are y'all doing? Right? Y'all are asleep at the wheel. This apathy is not helping us. You know what I mean? It's pathetic. Get it? Apathy, pathetic. All right, never mind. I digress. So my point though is then I was like, wait a second. Maybe we aren't apathetic. Because I don't watch the news as much as I used to, right? Maybe we just burnt out. Maybe y'all just tired. Okay, and I get that. But this is why we should care. Because these tariffs, they are not the other country paying for anything. They're us paying for it. And we economically don't have a lot of money lying around to pay extra for stuff we were barely being able to pay for at first. So when you slap an extra 25% on everything coming into the country, right? Those of us who are in a different kind of class, we're not going to feel it at first. You're a little affluent, you're not going to feel it. You can do some discretionary spending. You can move some money around. You can choose not to buy this and not to buy that. But when eggs are $9, okay, and all the imports are 25% more, and you trying to decide between eggs and gas, what are you going to do? Right? Or your TV, man, Black Friday going to be a Black Friday for real with the new TV prices. Yikes. I understand, I think, and maybe y'all can tell me what is it. You guys can tell me, is it apathy or are we burned out? And before I pivot to that, I'll say, I maybe we don't know what to care about. Maybe there's so much going on that we're not sure where we should be focusing our attention. And I will say we should focus it on the money, because you don't have economic power, you can't have political power. Without political power, you can't have social power. So follow the money, people. Show me the money, people. Wake up, y'all. Let's do some stuff. What do y'all think? Is apathy? We burnt out? I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Before we go, right? I got a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
So if you say follow the money, right?
Yeah.
If like 90% of the American people can't follow their own money, how do you expect them to how do you expect them to follow the money? I'm sorry. Esther, were you going to speak? I'm sorry.
Well,
I
follow
would
the
like to
people who
hear the
follow the money.
answer.
Go ahead, Esther.
I would like to hear the answer as well.
Oh,
Follow the people who follow the money. That's what you do. I'll suggest some in my page or something. I don't know. I got people I follow and I listen to, but I mean, we don't even have to know everything. We just need to start having the conversations again. Like, we're not even talking about it anymore because we're all jaded. And while we're all jaded, they're running around.
Do you want to go S&M? I mean, I think go ahead.
So I would just say this. So before I go, I understand how you may feel. The first thing is that I just want to recognize that the majority of the country have like a sixth grade education level. So when you talk about things like tariffs and so forth, this is beyond their education level. As a matter of fact, the three different branches of the government is also beyond their educational level. Although it's ironic that immigrants have to know this in order to get citizenship, but the average American actually do not know the purposes of the three branches of government, nor do they understand checks and balances. So, and that's in their personal finances as well as in the government in regards to checks and balances between the three branches. So I will just say this. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm team apathy. But I want to tell you why. And it's largely because I'm just like, you know what? Black people, we continue to be on the front lines for every damn thing. And when I say front lines, I mean we're the loudest. We're marching, we're doing this, we're doing that. And in this day and age, we've already proven that marching doesn't work. As a matter of fact, when we did the George Floyd marches and Black Lives Matter and so forth, it actually had a negative effect on U.S. policies. As that's when Blue Lives Matter Act was passed, right? Instead of a Black Lives or the George Floyd Policing Act, that was not passed. But Blue Lives Matter was passed, where it became a hate crime for that. And also at the same time, they actually got no knock warrants. While in some states, in Kentucky as an example, they were like, okay, let's take a look at this. But in most states, they actually re-fortified the no knock warrants. They also continued the militarization of the police force. It was actually like they doubled down on it because of the marching, because of the protesting. Now let's get to current times. Oh, I forgot. Let me go ahead and give acknowledgement to the symbolic victories such as the Black Lives Matter Plaza, the murals, and all that stuff that didn't do a goddamn thing for the community. But it was a feel-good moment. And folks were like, we got to take those wins too. But those wins are currently being taken away from us with the destruction of the Black Lives Matter Plaza now, because once again, the symbolic and symbols can always be taken away. Now to today. I support what's happening right now because to me, there's two things that happen from this. People are actually buying black now. They're actually shopping black. Before it was a concept like, oh, we need to buy black. We need to shop black. The whole concept of our economics was like, well, we can't, we still running to Temu. We're still running to Shein. We're still running to all these other places and the black dollar was still leaving the community. It hit our pockets and it left our community as soon as it hit our pockets. Whereas in other places, like the Asian community, it hit their pockets 7 times before it left the community. Hispanics, I think it was 5 times and so forth. And so this is forcing the black community to actually take a look at ourselves and put our money in our own communities, i.e. into black businesses or at least programs or businesses that support things that we support. So, for example, the Target, aka Tarjay, situation that occurred, right? Tarjay learned hard and fast what it was like when the black dollar lost, when you lose the black dollar. And I support that. So I don't think it's team apathy in regards to being out on the streets marching. I think what it really is that we're thinking smarter, because a lot of times, a lot of things that are currently being done is to trigger an emotional response from us versus a logical response from us. And every time they trigger an emotional response from us, we end up getting symbolic victories, or we got, let's be honest, we got screwed. And so, but now we're thinking rationally, we're thinking logically, we're moving with a purpose, recognizing that we have over $1 trillion that go into as consumers. Well, let's use that money appropriately and put it back in our community. So I think we're going to see black businesses flourishing, even though at the same time they're taking away grants, they're taking away loans and so forth. But we're now really investing into the black community, black businesses, and even minority owned businesses and businesses that support the things that we support, such as DEI. Now, I will acknowledge that DEI, 67% white women benefited from it, and then white gay men were the next beneficiaries. But with that being said, it still was something about diversity, equity, and inclusion that we in the community support. So places like Costco got all that runoff money that Target lost. Places that, although Walmart should have been on the boycott list. But anyways, with that being said, so I support what's happening.